Here's a little update on WWE bringing WrestleMania to London. Mayor Sadiq Khan remains committed to making it happen. London Mayor Sadiq Khan continues to push for WrestleMania to make its international debut in the British capital. Throughout his successful 2024 re-election campaign, Khan highlighted his desire to bring major global sporting events to London, specifically naming WWE's WrestleMania as a key target. While no formal agreement has been reached between London and WWE, Khan did meet last summer with WWE Chief Content Officer Paul "Triple H" Levesque and WWE President Nick Khan to discuss the potential of hosting the event. Sadiq Khan's office published a report detailing the significant economic benefits London experienced from 6 major sporting events held in the city throughout 2024. Among the highlights were the UEFA Champions League final, NFL and MLB games, the London E-Prix, and the London Athletics meet. Collectively, these events generated an impressive £230 million in direct economic impact for the city. Triple H recently addressed the idea of moving WrestleMania outside of the United States, acknowledging the logistical challenges such a move would involve, but also expressing WWE's readiness. While bringing WrestleMania overseas would be difficult logistically, WWE is up for the challenge, he said. For now, WrestleMania remains firmly rooted in the US. WrestleMania 41 was held in Las Vegas, with New Orleans set to host WrestleMania 42 in 2026. Indianapolis is also confirmed to host an upcoming edition following a separate deal with WWE. Let's talk about last week's Monday Night Raw. Before we delve to last week's Monday Night Raw highlights, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click on the bell. We have always interesting WWE-related content for you. That will also help us with our channel's algorithm. We appreciate it. The Paul Heyman guys are back after forming a new alliance on last week's show. Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Bron Breakker. Elsewhere, Becky Lynch also has some explaining to do, following her turn against Lyra Valkyria. Logan Paul will make an appearance. Pat McAfee has been granted some time on the microphone after he was attacked by Gunther last week. Rhea Ripley takes on Roxanne Perez, and a whole lot more. Monday Night Raw kicked off with an aerial shot outside of the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri, with commentary from Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. We get to see some of WWE superstars entering the arena. We also see some of the latest build to the upcoming Backlash Premium Live event scheduled for early next month in St. Louis. A recap of the closing segment to Raw last week, we get to see Paul Heyman, his betrayal to the Tribal Chief back in WrestleMania, wherein later Bron Breakker allied himself with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Our newly united trio make their entrance, Bron and Paul dressed soberly in black suits, and Rollins in his usual over-the-top manner, with a long peacock coat and goofy enamel eyeball glasses. He holds up the mic, and the crowd predictably sings his song. He welcomes us to Monday Night Rollins and says he knows it's a little difficult for those of us who still want to chant for CM Punk, and for those of us who still want to put our fingers in the air for Roman Reigns, but this here is the future of the industry. Sami Zayn shows up. Seth talks a good game. And Sami made that clear too. Sami tells Rollins that he is the biggest hypocrite in the game but doesn't even realize it. For all their faults, CM Punk and Roman Reigns know what they are. They don't pretend to be anything else. Seth really believes that he is the savior of this industry. This, whatever this is, feels like a bigger and better version of the Monday Night Messiah angle from the dark days of COVID. And making Sami the sacrificial lamb was the thing that made it an improvement. Seth and Sami's history played out in the ring. Seth threatened Sami with a longer version of get down or lay down. He doesn't want this to come to blows, and Heyman can pull some strings and get Sami moved off of Raw if they have to, since clearly he's not buying in, so maybe they can cash him out. He keeps saying it's not a threat, and he keeps threatening Sami, describing it as an offer, a favor, and that he should just think about it, but they need an answer by the end of the night. Rhea Ripley makes her entrance and her fans go wild. Rhea Ripley somehow, someway, always steals the show. Minutes later, Rhea's opponent Roxanne Perez shows up. Roxanne Perez rolls under and bails to the floor for a breather before things even start. Putting boots to Rhea, another chop block, a few uppercuts, big boot from Rhea, and a spectacular razor's edge. But Roxanne slips out to the apron. Back inside, Roxanne blocked, roll through, leg pick and hamstring kicks, and Ripley kicks her away. Roxanne with a leg kick, a drop kick. Rhea crashes to the floor, suicide dive from Roxanne, and Ripley throws her into the barricade. Roxanne on the comeback, posts Rhea's leg, wild right hands, posting that leg again. Julia comes to ringside, Roxanne Perez gets a near fall of a small package, head scissors driver, cartwheel knee drop. But nope, Roxanne countered. Rhea blasts her with a kick and eyes up Julia, drawing her into the ring. Perez takes advantage but eats a headbutt. Pump handle. Julia runs in with a chop block and nature takes its course. Roxanne and Julia decide to put Ripley down for a beat, but Eio Sky suddenly appears and makes the save. A little bit of back and forth and eventually the babyfaces stand tall. There's lots of chatter in the Judgment Day clubhouse as Finn Balor rolls up to welcome JD McDonough back and takes him aside to ask why he didn't tell him he was coming back. McDonough explains that he told Dominic Mysterio and figured it'd get back to Finn. They go back and forth at it, and Liv Morgan rolls up and tells them to get ready for their match. What match? Balor asks. JD went and got a match against War Raiders to start getting them back to the tag titles, and Liv was supposed to tell Finn Balor, but she was busy. Whoops, that didn't go well. Finn Balor grumbles but goes off to get ready, and Carlito takes a chomp of apple and asks when his turn to win a title will be. Let's fast forward to the Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria beef. Becky Lynch is shown walking backstage. Becky Lynch makes her entrance and gets on the mic. She tells the crowd not to feign outrage towards her. She mocks Bayley for whining about not being a bigger star. That brings her to Lyra Valkyria, and the enemy of your enemy is your friend works in reverse, and the friend of your enemy is your enemy. Lyra Valkyria arrives and she is not happy. Now, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria taunts Becky Lynch for backlash, and she bets that Becky will only do it with the title on the line, so she's on. She's gonna be a better person and she already knows she's a better wrestler. Lynch starts screaming abuse at her and Lyra cuts her off with a dropkick and throws her into the ring for a brawl. Pat McAfee goes on a rant about Gunther and he'll be always there to protect his best friend Michael Cole. Bron Breakker versus Sami Zayn. The last match of the night. Bron Breakker absolutely destroyed Sami Zayn. Bron Breakker connected with 4 brutal spears towards Zayn. Michael Cole begs Paul Heyman to call him off, calls for Seth Rollins to do something, but they both stand by as Breakker continues his path of destruction. Back in the ring, Chad Patton physically covers Sami up and calls for the bell to make it perfectly clear. Referees and medics and road agents swarm. Road agent Jamie Noble backs Bron off, and Seth takes him into the corner and says tonight is his first lesson, and there are people that deserve their empathy and compassion, but Sami made his bed. And Seth, freaking Rollins, hits blackout on Sami to finish the beat down. And that's the show, folks. Thanks for watching our video. So, what do you guys think about Paul Heyman's new alliance? What about Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria's rivalry? Let us know your opinions in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.